Rand Trust was created from a commitment made to the Ekurhuleni community on the 28th of February 2001. The fruits of which now exceed 25 million rand, which have all been plowed back into the community. Let's have a look at a few of these projects and the people who made these dreams come true.
As a social worker, with the police of saying you serve from the cradle to the grave.
Afrisun Trust as a baby that was born out of the promises made by us as Sun International to the community of Ekurhuleni and also to the government to plow back after we've been granted the business in the area.
Working hand in hand with Carnival City and Sun International, investing millions into the communities. From inception in 2000, the Afrisun Trust has been instrumental in changing lives in Ekurhuleni. I'm sure with an investment of 27 million and over 300 projects in the communities in Ekurhuleni, that many people's lives and life paths have been changed.
My role with regards to corporate social investment and the partnership that we have with Afrisun is basically that we identify programs in the community with the assistant of our staff, assistant of our committee, the CSI committee.
The past 10 years with the achievements that we've made, we believe that the SARS will go on as effectively as long as there's business in the area. We've got very able trustees, Dr. Ncabe and Reverend Shabangu, Dr. Mrs. Mbaweni, and other people other than themselves doing the books for us. So the trust has given us a lot of hope because it's been properly managed. So we've been able to make sure that the savings and the management are managed properly, and we're running and looking for more prospective projects in the community.
We had to have this baby, grow with the community, help the community, and develop the people of Ekurhuleni. Every time I see that building, it's like, wow. 10 years down the line, there's a beautiful building, there's activity. So we pride ourselves as the trust that, yes, we did manage to change their lives. We can say Carnival City Sun International did contribute to their destiny.
The Eastern Junior Club Cricket Association are indeed a busy bunch. During the season, they taxi in from various townships around Ekurhuleni. There are 48 teams of developing players. That's a staggering 624 players, including coaching staff. The action takes place every weekend, and to use a slightly overused phrase, they love it. It's heartwarming to know that some of these boys who have passed through this program over the years have and are going on to achieve great heights. Mangasho Mosekhle represented South Africa in the Under-19 World Cup, and Lesiba Ngope, at 17 years of age, is currently playing for the Under-19 Academy side. With the help of Afrisun, these cricketers are given the opportunity to excel through the dedicated work of the coaches and volunteers at the Eastern Junior Club Cricket Association.
We help them. In fact, especially me, I'm so much involved with them, and I could see they're helping the black community from Guatemala, Duduza, Tsakane, Davidton, Wardville, you name it, the nearest township that they can go. And they're doing a very fantastic job, these people, because they even arrange the transport, the taxis to come and fetch those young kids, you know.
One of the things that has been a great success for us has been the involvement in junior cricket, where we've done a lot of work in sponsoring junior cricket, and we are very pleased with the fact that we have seen some of the young people from the area moving forward to have national representation, which is a great thrill.
An association that was established in 1994 and has grown in leaps and bounds each year as a result of the great support that we get from our sponsors. We start the pipeline at a very young age. We take them through to under 18. Many of our players come from socially disadvantaged areas, out of the townships, out of shacks, and they come into a program now where we at a higher level start coaching. Carnival City and Afrisun built 6 Astro nets to facilitate that. This has been a great impact on improving the level of practice sessions at the union for these teams.
It's a great development on cricket, especially on the black side.
San Michelle is a special place for special people who have very different needs. So, when matron Mavis Ngwenya approached Sandy to assist, it was time for something special to be done. More colour was what immediately came to mind. More colour, more comfort. The end result, these special people now have a warm, cozy night's sleep under a very colourful duvet. For Afrisun though, there is always something else to make the lives of the people that little bit better. After a good night's sleep, the newly installed kitchen equipment has helped to improve the growing needs of this special facility.
Well, Afrisun has been a very stalwart supporter of our fundraising efforts. You've supported us with about a tune of 250,000 recently, which goes a long way in making the life of our residents more amenable. We've gained access to Afrisun through one of our staff, Sister Mavis Ngwenya.
So it helps really when we get some donation. So Afrisun has helped us a lot.
I think it's of utmost importance because without people such as Afrisun, we wouldn't be able to provide the services which is incumbent on us to do so. You know, it's heartfelt thanks that we give to people such as Afrisun for the stalwart support they do give to particularly San Michelle.
They contributed bed linen, and then they also donated pots, big pots for us. They contributed duvet covers for us and duvets, and they contributed some pillows and pillowcases. They contributed cleaning machines, about 4.
Abinala Primary School in Vosloorus is in a constant battle with poverty. Children that attend the school more often than not come from troubled homes and child-headed homes. The challenge is getting these children into the classroom and giving them an education that can help break this vicious cycle. It all started with turning an old bookstore into a kitchen so that the children could get at least 1 square meal a day. Whilst not ideal, it was a start, and with the introduction of a school garden on a sizable piece of ground at the back of the school, some of the essentials in the diets of these children was provided practically free of charge. Yet, all was not done, and when the opportunity to green the school came up, it was decided to set up the football net and supply a couple of netball posts. Afrisun did not shy away from the task at hand, and this to the great delight of the children.
I happen to see that the school here, the Abinala, the children are very poor.
We are faced with poverty because learners from those areas, most of them are orphans. They stay with their grandparents. Some are heading families.
I happened by, I think that was luck, that I had to write to Sandy, and Sandy really answered and came to our call and really made a very good
So we came with them to say we can give them our needs. So indeed, we listed all our needs. So Afrisun came into our rescue because we had no kitchen.
Everything was to be removed and reconstruct and put the stove in there and put new utensils and dishes.
Outside the kitchen, they also put tables for the learners to use during break. Yeah, they didn't stop there. They also went on by preparing a soccer field for our learners. So the poles are there, net are also inserted, so our learners now are happy in the school.
In the field, soccer field, she got some poles. We got poles there. The children are very happy about that.
Doing nothing was not an option for the group at Savika. A desire to work and prosper eventually saw Lillian Ramashaba and her small band of helpers team up with Fred Jones from the local Chamber of Commerce. This in turn led to them all entering into a learning curve that would benefit everyone. A need for equipment and land was identified, and before long, with Afrisun's help, the produce from a 3-hectare piece of land was helping sustain Savika. Today, they have been able to open markets and develop strong relationships with shops in the local community who now sell their produce.
Savika, it's an organic co-op which started in September 2008.
Lillian came to see me about 3 or 4 years ago and told me that she wanted to establish a cooperative where they're going to do a farming project for agricultural stuff. That was in 2008 approximately when she came. We then helped her to register a cooperative.
The Afrisun sponsor is very important to us because even when we went to Tshwane University of Technology, it helped us to improve our skills.
The focus that they have is to create jobs locally and also to feed themselves as well as the community. They have now found their own market who they're supplying their produce to. It's one of the vegetable shops in Springs, and they go out and they have now built up this relationship with the owner of that shop.
Our future in Savika, in 2 years' time, not 10 years' time, in 2 years' time, we want every one of us to have his or her own farm so that we grow in agriculture. That is our aim in Savika.
To produce a hero is no mean feat. Yet, unwittingly, this happened when a young man by the name of Khotso crossed paths with Afrisun. At the time, he was studying at Nigel High School, and it was discovered that he had a startling talent in long jump. But talent is unfulfilled if not nurtured. Afrisun was able to determine that an equipped gymnasium would be invaluable for the athletes of Nigel High School. Not only for Khotso, but for all the budding athletes in the school, to strengthen and tone during the off-season. This modern and state-of-the-art facility would help them to be inspired and possibly allow the cream of the crop to one day compete in the international arena.
We took the decision that we would put money into the school and allow them to develop some of the young people. One of the young people who was then under education at Nigel High was Khotso Mokoena.
Enter Khotso Mokoena, and the rest, as they say, is history. He won the World Indoor Championships in Spain and the silver medal at the Olympics in Beijing in 2008. We spent some time with this inspirational young man.
I went to Nigel High School, and then I met a coach by the name of Elma de Beer. She still stays in Nigel right now, and then she decided that I should continue with the jumping, the high jump and the long jump, as well as the triple jump. So she coached us because there was a group of us doing athletics.
Is absolute outstanding explosive power and speed and coordination. Everything just came together. You couldn't miss him. It was not hard to discover him. But I think his explosive power is his best asset at the moment. If you look at his body build as well, his muscles are absolutely built for explosive power. So he is a jumper. He's born a jumper. We use it every day. Especially out of season, we work many days in the gym, and it helped a lot of the other athletes. We produced 7 international athletes at the school, and we couldn't do it without the gym. That really was a big asset for us, and still is.
Yes, it did help, it did play a role in my career, because as an athlete at that time, we were not doing gym. And once the gym was introduced into my career, things got better and better, and I got a bit stronger. And athletes do need gym, to work on type of bodies, the different muscles that you need to build to become a better performer.
Afrisun is confident that this project will in the future deliver further world-class athletes, nurturing and inspiring other students at Nigel High School to seek greatness.
I think I realized when I was in grade 9, I went to the World Youth Championships in 2001 in Hungary, in Budapest, and then I was competing there, and I came like 5th position, 5 in the world with the high jump. And in 2004, I won a gold medal in the triple jump and a silver in the long jump at the World Junior Championships in Italy, in Corseto. I think that's when I realized that this is going to go a long way. It's not just, it is a short career, because I don't go up to age of 50 or so. Around about age of 32. But I knew that it's going to be a long run for me, and I knew that's where I wanted to be. I had the right environment, the right people around me, the right sponsors such as the Afrisun, and my parents, the coaches were there, and I just kept on going.
Being independent is more often than not something we all take for granted. But there are those in our communities that with a little assistance are able to make that transition and form a functional part in our society. With the help of the parents and staff, the talents of these youngsters can be identified and nurtured. Over time, with selfless dedication, this actualization can be achieved. A request for cooking and sewing equipment was made to Afrisun, and the result of this is that today, these youngsters are finding markets in the community that are prepared to buy and sell their goods. A wonderful achievement by anyone's standards. These disabled learners are helped to become less dependent on others.
But the people who are physically and mentally challenged, like in the first centers that were built, it's called like Sipho Center, which is just amazing places to visit.
So when the school was built, though it took a long time, they came over and they got interested in our home economics. So they adopted the home economics. They have put in furniture and machines, stoves, and they bought almost everything for that department.
When we give money to a project, we become partners with that project.
We want to give them a skill that can help them tomorrow in future when they have to go home. We are baking good quality biscuits, and our aim is that the market out there should allow us to bring our produce to come and sell. Afrisun is actually contributing a lot in home economics department.
I remember we've helped another school of disabled people. Those people now, they could do everything, and the little things that they do, they can even sell it. They bake cakes, everything. We have finished with full equipment on that one. That's how we think. We might not be sure how happy is the community, but we think we've done our best. We've done our best to this community.
Ebenezer Old Age Home, being grey was not the only sign of aging. The very walls of the building were dull and lifeless. Not the kind of environment to inspire life. To the rescue, Sandy and her team at Afrisun. Returning the dignity of the building with a coat of light and bright paint was just the start. A hot shower is something we all take for granted. But the building these elderly residents of the East Rand stayed in was long overdue for a plumbing overhaul. With a couple of new geysers installed, there was hot water for all. But it didn't end there. With some kitchen equipment thrown in for a good hot meal, the world of Ebenezer was transformed into one of compassion and care.
They came along and they changed that and took out the geysers and gave us two 200-litre geysers. But Sandy said, that's not good enough. Let's see what we can do about getting kitchen utensils. They chose our old age home, and part of it was to give our old age home a new facelift, and to be honest with you, it has actually done wonders for the residents. They chose the colours, blue, and really the frog hair had a kind of a dull greyish look. Now with the blue and the different shades of blue, you've got a brilliant, happy area.
Afrisun managed to bring new meaning to the phrase. It's the little things in life that truly make a difference. Caring for the aged is caring for the whole community. Nigel does not have the financial muscle of neighbouring communities, and accordingly, many of the frail and old-aged are forced to survive on a meagre government pension. Things get worse when they require the care of an old-age home which places massive constraints on the ability of the facility to render the care that is required by these special individuals. When Afrisun was asked, they were more than happy to help with the installation of secure bedside tables and linen. The washroom's washing machine could also no longer accommodate the growing needs of the ever-increasing number of residents. With the installation of a new industrial-sized model, Afrisun was able to accommodate this basic but incredibly important need.
We applied for funding, and without hesitation and delay of time, they got involved and they donated to us some equipment in the laundry, as well as equipment in the Alzheimer's unit, a washing machine, an industrial washing machine, and which we needed very badly because our old one was worn out already. And in the Alzheimer's unit there, they donated to us bedside lockers as well as bedding. It is very much important. We institutions like an old age home cannot do without it, because our residents are mostly people only in receipt of a government pension,